What's up guys, welcome to another video, and this is going to be a very exciting one. I'm going to be revealing exactly how I've been able to find a lot of winning products. Now what's interesting is that finding winning products with the strategy I teach on this channel, which is Google Ads, is completely different than maybe another product research video you might have seen when it comes to Facebook ads, right? So Google Ads is mainly search intent, right? And Facebook ads is interruption marketing. So the whole style is completely different. And if you find a winning product, let's just say on Facebook ads, it rarely really overlaps into Google and vice versa. So the product research and the criterias are completely different. So if you can find a product that has all the criterias, then when you launch like your ads, it makes it like 200 times easier to not really screw up at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys, and keep in mind around in the middle of this video, I'm gonna be going into also opportunity. So make sure that you really kind of pay attention to when I mean demand, right? When we're going over demand and opportunity. So I don't wanna kind of spoil it, but just make sure that you have a really good distinction. That way you can get the most out of this video. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's get right into it. And there are two main parts that we have to cover as far as product research when it comes to Google Ads. The first part is the product criteria. What exactly are we looking for in a product? The second part is how do we find that product? So first is the criteria. And the first thing I want to cover is demand. Since we are using Google Ads as our traffic driver, we need to make sure there's already pre-existing demand for the product, or people are benefit aware or problem aware and our product shows up, right? And I'm gonna give an example so it kind of makes sense, but we need to make sure that there's already demand. Now, one thing you'll kind of find counterintuitive is search volume does not determine the success of your product. It does not determine whether or not your product is going to have success. The reason why is because you cannot possibly find all the little search terms that your product will have that could then show up, and you can mathematically calculate like, oh, 10,000 searches a month, most likely I'll make $3,000 a month in profit. Like, it doesn't work like that. I'm advertising a product right now that truthfully I didn't think had much search volume. However, I'm converting for terms I never realized people would even be typing and then my product showing up for and then converting for. I had no idea. However, it's becoming one of my best products. And so to actually give an example, let's say we are in this niche, the massage niche, and we're looking to sell some type of massage roller. Well, like I mentioned before, we want to see that there's already pre-existing demand. And one way I like to do that is by looking at competition. Is there already competition in this space? And obviously I see a ton of competition, different variations of pretty much doing the same end result, which is probably alleviating back pain or something that is kind of along the same lines of a massage roller. Now, what's interesting is that we see this company right up front, and now people aren't necessarily searching for massage wheel. I mean, even if we type it in, massage wheel, there's only 320 searches a month. However, these guys are more in the front of the listing, which tells me that a lot of people are clicking through, a lot of people are landing on their landing page and staying, and they're kind of beating these other companies, which is actually interesting, mainly because I see that massage roller isn't even actually in their shopping listing. Now keep in mind, we're just looking at demand. And if I look right here, I see that there's 18,000 searches a month for massage rollers. And a little side note, if you want to see this searches per month, just download an extension called Keywords Everywhere Tool, and you will have the same view as me. So if I actually click into their website, one thing I thought was interesting is if I analyze their traffic with SimilarWeb, it's another Chrome extension, I can see that they're getting about 100,000 searches or 100,000 visitors a month to their website. That's a lot. That's really, really, really good. And if I keep scrolling down, I can see, oh, it's mainly from the US. Great, but also I see that there's a lot of search traffic. Now, this is mainly just to explain my point of looking at demand and how they can advertise a product that's not necessarily searched, but you don't have to analyze every website with SimilarWeb. I just want to explain that even though this product wasn't searched for, they are definitely getting a lot of traffic from Google, and it's definitely profitable, or else they wouldn't be advertising there anymore. I've been seeing them advertise for a while. Now, even though that I see that there is demand, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is seeing that there's opportunity. So that's like the other half of the equation. So I'm seeing this, and now I need to see, is there opportunity for me to even squeeze in here? And that's a different kind of game. So now we need to see how much supply or how much saturation is in the market. And one really easy way to do that is by analyzing the margin. We need to see that there's margin in a 3x to 4x markup if we are selling in a $25 to $70 range is great. This is exactly what we're looking for. But if we're looking at a product that's $200 or above, then we really need only a 60 to 50% gross margin, right? Now, I want to elaborate a little bit on a selling price that you should be looking for if you're just starting out. I suggest actually looking for a product in the range of $25 to $70. It's a very good starting point. I actually had my most success with this in this range right here. It was actually really crazy, but there's a couple reasons why I like it in this range. First of all, the way I teach is that if you're going to find a product and you're going to sell a product for, let's just say $50, you need to spend 3x your sale price. So if you're selling for $50, you need to spend $150 on ads. Well, that's fine, that's not that much. But if you're selling a product for, let's just say $200, you need to spend $600 just to test the idea. Plus, you need to make sure you get everything right. Landing page, angle, just kind of your ads need to be extremely targeted. There's a lot of things you need to get right with that range, and it's kind of less impulsive. But if you're lower in the range and you still have good margin, it is extremely easy to get consistent sales. I mean, it's incredible. So I do suggest actually finding a product in this range. So now I want to cover good examples of products and how we can find them. Plus, as I'm kind of analyzing the product, I'm going to show you a little bit more on what makes a product a really good opportunity. So the first one is actually in the golfing space. This is the product right here. And the way I found this product is I literally typed in like golf, and I was looking at the front and seeing what kind of golf tools is coming up to the front that looks interesting that I could sell. And so then I kind of went down a rabbit hole and I saw, okay, golf clubs, I'm not going to sell that. And then I saw kind of like an indoor putting green. So then I typed in, golf putting green. And then I just kind of typed in different variations. And I saw these guys pop up consistently, and they don't have very good domain authority, meaning this isn't Walmart or Best Buy. This is Golf Supply Co. And you'll see very quickly, like this is their website. So they aren't a legitimate company, yet they're ranking pretty well, and their listing is not structured well at all. So it looks like they got a lot of things wrong, but they're still ranking very high, which tells me this might be interesting to look into. So I clicked on it, and like I mentioned before, their landing page is really bad. This in itself is a good opportunity. If you see someone is doing well, getting everything wrong, sneezing in the right direction, and somehow making sales, immediately tells me like, okay, there's something here. And I could see like right off the bat, they're definitely a drop shipper. Like this is like a drop shipping style website. And if I scroll down, I see video, and I'm like, okay, interesting. Not very good landing page. But if I scroll lower, they have a custom video. That was immediately another check mark. I'm like, okay, look, this is a drop shipping store, and I could tell that they didn't put much effort in their design or their landing page, but they found it to be profitable enough to go and get a custom made video and have it on their page. That means that this product has been working long term. So I immediately was like, okay, this is a great idea. Now let's actually check the margin. So they're selling it for $150. And if I actually go to Alibaba, I found what looks to be almost exactly like the product that they are selling. So you can get this for about $60, and it looks like these guys are selling it for $150. This is well over the margin, especially, truthfully, like if you can get it for $70, that's still great. And like I mentioned before, I do see an opportunity with the landing page. I've explained it in another video, but just to hype on what I like to do with my landing pages, if you can manage to speak to the customer directly, as far as you want to be relatable, you want to answer any frequently asked questions immediately at the top. Don't just push, a sale, limited time offer. You want to show the person that's landing on your landing page and answer all their questions to where they're like, hey, even though this product might be a little bit more expensive, they answered all my questions on one page. I feel like the product would have less risk if I went with them because they understood everything I was already asking for. And it looks like other people are trying them out based off the testimonials. I'm gonna go with this seller. And you'd be surprised at how well just having a really good landing page works. And on top of that, if you can combine it with the deal and making it have different kind of options and bundles, now not only are you selling the customer, but you're giving the customer a choice, not just to buy one, but they can buy three, and most likely they'll be convinced, well, I'll just get one, right? So I don't want to get into the psychology of it, but basically it works very well, rather than just slamming someone on a page and saying, here you go, here's the price, it's gonna run out, and here's a video. Now that's just one way to find a product, right? We're gonna go on Google, we're gonna type in a niche. Maybe there's a niche that you're familiar with or you know a little bit about, and then you kind of go down the rabbit hole, see what's interesting, and kind of cross-check it with some of the things I was mentioning previously. But another way to get ideas for different niches is actually to go back into Facebook. So here is an ad that I thought was really interesting. It's actually a smart planter. I'm just gonna play it. It's a smart planter, and it knows when the plant needs water or if it's getting too much sun or too little sun. And so I thought that was really interesting. But nonetheless, I was like, ooh, gardening, like this niche or this idea. So I went ahead and I took this idea and I typed it in. So I typed in smart planter. And so I'm like, ooh, okay, so here's that original product. I don't want to sell this, kind of looks gimmicky to me. I want to look a little bit more professional. I do like this look and this feel. So I would want to look into this product a little bit more. I know this is being sold by a more legitimate company, West Elm, but the benefit of that is that this is like a general store, West Elm, which is an enormous company. But with every big company like this, their landing pages are terrible at selling. You could see that they have absolutely no description. There's really literally no selling, and if you scroll down, it's just related products. So I see this, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I want to see, is there demand for this? And obviously I see different variations of this product. So it's kind of interesting. So I might look more into it. And if I was just to see, okay, West Elm, what could their margins maybe be if I was to sell a product similar to this? And I go to Alibaba and I see, oh, wow, like I can get this for around like $40 and it looks very similar. So maybe I can go into like a niche style store and sell different versions of this and test this idea. And on top of it, another reason why I kind of liked it was because gardening is about to spike again right now, like the interest of gardening. So we're in very early February, but the peak is around March up until beginning of May. So if we start our ads and launch our ads, this is a very, very, very good time to go ahead and test this idea and this product. And on top of that, actually, if I'm to backtrack a little bit, same thing with golf. Now, seasonality is a blessing and a curse. So if you can get right in the beginning of seasonality, it's incredible. You just need to know where your ups and downs are. So the golfing space is really going to peak around June. So we are right in the beginning of when it's going to start really picking up. So once again, a really perfect time to get into this space as well. Now, I understand there's kind of a lot to put together in order to have a very successful Google Ads store. We have to have the right landing page. We have to do our due diligence for product research. And yes, we have to set up our ads the right way. But even after we launch our ads, we need to know what to look at as far as metrics for day one, day two, so that way we know, should we leave the ads on, leave it off? How do we know this is a great product? So there's a lot to put together. So what I've decided to do is I'm actually revealing my $1 million store, showing the ads, the products, literally everything over the shoulder style training inside a paid course. And so now I won't have to blur anything. It's literally completely transparent and honestly perfect for beginners, because I show you how we structure our store, how we build it together, how we link everything correctly, all the way to, if you're intermediate or an expert, how to scale, how I scaled this particular store to over $5,000 a day in profit. And so, you literally learn everything that I know. You will see and learn in this course, and you will understand why it's working consistently. But before I go any further, I just want to mention, since I'm releasing a course, that doesn't mean I'm going to be hiding anything on YouTube. My YouTube will always remain the same, where I explain, what I'm doing, what's working, but the course is going to show you how to do it, how to apply what is working, and how to apply it into your new store or your existing store. So I just kind of wanted to make that distinction, but nonetheless, it's going to be another opportunity for you guys. If you want to learn more and just dive all in, This is 100% worth it, and literally everything A to Z. Now, at the point of this video, the course isn't launched, but it will launch in about 2 to 3 weeks. And right now there's a link below, and you can sign up to get a notification for when it does launch. Also, when you sign up for the notification, you will get a discount. So this is the only time I'm ever offering a discount. This is just gonna be for my subscribers. So I don't wanna make this video too long. If you're interested, just go ahead, click below. But regardless, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.